This is very important, Mrs. Zimmer. I want to be sure I got it straight. There was no gravy. Nothing else. Just the two items you mentioned. All right. Mrs. Zimmer, thank you again, and I apologize for having to disturb you again. You've been very helpful, and I'm very grateful. Thank you.
Alan is with the girl in emergency. Everything's under control.
Let's find out what she ate.
Yeah, you're gonna laugh. This sounds like me. She had pizza last night, and then this morning she had leftover pizza, which she doctored up with canned pizza sauce and mozzarella cheese, and she just had a glass of water. That was her breakfast.
I just talked to Mrs. Zimmer.
And
she made a cream sauce for her husband's broccoli.
Uh-huh. What did she use to make it?
She didn't. She got it out of a can.
Does she know what brand?
No, she can't remember that.
Wait a minute. She had cream sauce on the broccoli. Why didn't she get sick?
I've already asked her that because she is allergic to milk products, so she did not have any of the sauce.
And her husband did.
You got it.
Well, we've got a trail to follow anyway. We just call everybody that was sick and ask if they had any canned cream sauce.
It could be in preparations even more than that. I mean, it could be something that's made for potatoes or a pudding or something.
Yeah, I think you'd find that in a lot of desserts.
Yes, it means we need to get on the phones again.
A lot of phone calls.
Yeah, I want to call the mayor and let him know we have it. Sit down, Larry.
Jesse, is it all right if I use the phone?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. Mayor's office, please. Miss Purcell, this is Brian. May I speak to Mayor Baldwin, please? Yes, tell him it's urgent.
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, Joe, what is it?
Brian Phillips wants to know if he can come by and see you.
He's been here already today.
Yes, sir, but he says this is urgent. He'd like to stop in about 5.
Am I free?
Yes, I checked your calendar.
All right, tell him 5 would be fine.
All right.
I have a few questions. Would you care to answer them, Mr. Mayor, on the record?
You cannot come in here unannounced.
I think the mayor would like to know what I'm working on. Am I right?
You've apparently already answered that for me.
Sir, would you like me to call an officer?
No. Won't be necessary. I know Miss Templeton, and I'm used to her pushiness. So go ahead. What's on your mind?
Grant Putnam.
What about it?
You know exactly. You not only hired him, you put him on the city payroll. He's being paid out of the taxpayers' funds. Don't deny it, I have checked.
I'm not going to deny it.
Are you aware that this is a volunteer's job? That no field worker's ever been paid before?
Yes, I'm aware of that.
Yet you hired Grant Putnam? What's more, paid him? Why?
The beautification lady is at the end of this hall.
Don't you owe the taxpayers an explanation? Hiring a traitor like Grant Putnam and putting him on the payroll?
I think I heard someone mention Grant's name.
Miss Templeton, will you please leave? You absolutely have no right to be in here.
Tell your boss to answer my question. I'll be out of here in a flash. Why did you hire Grant Putnam?
Well, it's a long story, and one you obviously do not understand.
I think my readers will. Think about it. Grant Putnam is a self-admitted, filthy DVX agent. How would you like to read in the paper Lee Baldwin, mayor of Port Charles, not only hired him for a volunteer's job, but paid him as well? You know what this is like? It's as if our brilliant police commissioner, Scorpio, had a wife who was a former criminal.
You never give up, do you?
That's the truth. Well, I was just speaking about you.
Yes, I'm sure for my benefit, too. Well, I did hear.
Why are you attacking Grant?
Oh, come on. Grant attacked the whole country. Or don't you think that's important? Our mayor has hired a vicious, underhanded spy, and you're asking me why I'm attacking?
You don't know what attack is. One more word from me. I mean it. One more word out of your mouth, and I'll wrap that stupid rag you write for around your neck. So don't you think I ought to go for the officers?
Don't bother. I have everything I need.
Oh, no, you have nothing.
Read the paper tomorrow, and I'll save you the trouble of looking. It'll be on the front page.
I'm terribly sorry, sir.
Look, tell me something, will you? Now, what's with a girl like that? I mean it. Now, I do not understand women like that.
No, it's quite simple, Lee.
Not to me, it isn't, no.
She hates Robert. And because Robert is friends with Grant, she wants to hurt Grant, too.
It's a personal vendetta.
Yeah, vendetta is exactly the word for it. She's getting at Robert through Grant.
I just keep asking myself why.
It's quite clear, Celia.
No, I mean, why they won't just leave Grant alone? Why can't they just let us get on with our lives?
Mr. Baldwin, Brian Phillips is here.
Oh, thank you. Brian.
Lee, I appreciate you finding time to see me.
Well, it's good to see a friendly face. We had a bit of an explosion here earlier.
An explosion?
Well, that's one word for it. Jackie Templeton stormed in here unannounced, I might add, and demanded to know why Grant Putnam was on the city payroll. She made her position quite clear. She didn't think the city should hire traitors.
Lee, the man is...
Wait, it got worse. While she was castigating me, Holly and Celia came in, and then it really turned into a catfight.
Does Jackie Templeton know that Grant is no longer on payroll?
No, I didn't get a chance to tell her.
Then Celia and Holly didn't know either.
No, as I said, I didn't get a chance to explain, but in any case, I wouldn't have. I think that Grant should hear the bad news from you directly, since he works for you.
Well, I'm relieved.
What do you mean, relieved?
Because Grant is still on payroll. If we can work things out.
Brian, I thought I made myself clear on that. There are no city funds to pay him.
I am aware of that fact, but I spoke to Monica Quartermain. She's offered to pay Grant a weekly salary.
You mean private funds for city jobs?
Let me explain, Lee.
Yeah, please do.
All right, I went to Monica because I wanted to ask her how I could break the bad news to Grant. And she was pretty upset.
Well, I can understand that. She's very friendly with the Putnams.
Well, we started to talk.
And one thing led to another.
I hope you don't think I'm out of line for trying to find this sort of solution.
I think we're getting into a little creative financing here.
Whatever works, right?
Yeah. But will it work?
What do you mean?
I wonder if Grant would accept it.
Well, he'll never know.
Well, now that you do have to explain.
Well, naturally, Monica doesn't want Grant to know that she's putting up the money. In effect, she will provide the money if you can turn it over to the city, and then the city can make a check out to Grant. Grant's never to know that Monica's putting up the money.
Well, that's exceedingly generous of Monica.
I told her so, and, but the thing is, can it be done?
Well, I don't know. I would hope so. We'd have to get the approval of the city payroll manager.
Would they approve?
Well, there's only one way to find out. Yeah, get me Walt Bronson over at payroll, please.
Hello? Oh, good. You're still there. I'm calling about your ad in today's paper. Yes, the one that says you... yes, the one about auditioning for a Broadway show. I can? Oh, good. Wait a minute. I just have to write this down. Excuse me, just a minute. Yes. Mr. Hannibal? Okay, yes. Well, thank you very much. Thank you.
Holly, what do you think you're doing?
Now? I'm just going to finish making this pasta.
I mean, with the phone call.
Oh, you heard.
Look, what do you want to get involved in this for? Huh? What if it turns... What do you want to get involved in this for?
Because I think there's a scam going on.
We have a bunco squad which deals with things like this. Anyway, what if it turns out to be legitimate?
The worst thing that can happen is I take 10 dancing lessons. Hey, I might turn out to be a Broadway star.
Oh, well, that's all right. You've just gone out of your mind.
Listen, if I don't finish this, we're not going to have any dinner tonight. Would you mind putting on some water to boil? And I'll finish this linguine pasta.
to Celia and I today. You wouldn't believe what we went through. We were at City Hall, and I was having my picture taken.
What for?
Well, I went to, it's for the beautification booklet. Anyway, we went past Lee's office, and Jackie Templeton was in there. And, anyway, she was really yelling at Lee. You wouldn't believe what she was saying to him.
Well, so what's she got her knickers in a twist about now?
Grant Putnam. She thinks that an ex-spy should not be on the city payroll.
Kid doesn't give up, does she?
No, she didn't give up on me either. She managed to remind everyone that our police commissioner is married to an ex-convict.
Damn her.
Oh, forget it. It doesn't bother me.
Well, it bothers me. I'd like to wring her bloody neck.
Well, save your strength. I need it anyway.
Need what?
Your strength. Would you mind trying to get the pasta out of this machine?
I thought it was supposed to just fall out.
Yeah, well, it is, but it got a little hard, so if you could just chip at it a bit.
Look, with the capo hot cocoa like a suggestion.
What is your suggestion?
Take this outside and we'll repave the drive with it.
Stella, it's Celia. Yes, at the gatehouse. I just wanted to call and check one more time. Okay, well, when he gets here, send him straight down to the gatehouse, all right? Thank you. Oh, and Stella, please don't blow the surprise. Just, if he asks why, tell him you don't have any idea. I'm counting on you now. As soon as he gets home, straight down to the gatehouse. Okay, bye.
Would you like me to call the clinic and tell Alan you're waiting?
No, thank you, Jessie, but he knows we're going out for dinner, and I don't mind waiting. He's been in that clinic a long day.
So have Rick and Lesley. They've been on the phone all day trying to locate who ate a canned cream sauce and what brand.
Oh, my gosh. Have they made any progress?
Well, according to the last report, they haven't. You know, it's amazing. Every time we have a case of food poisoning, it turns out to be a long, complicated process to track the source.
You don't have to tell me. Don't you remember? I don't know how many years ago it was. We had that... Oh, we had the same case, and we finally established all the victims had been to a street fair down at the waterfront.
That should have helped.
Yes, should have. However, when we went further, we discovered there were at least 12 food stands, all serving different kinds of food, and most of the victims had been to nearly all of them.
Monica, can I see you for a moment?
Yeah, sure. What?
I talked to Lee.
And?
And he thinks that you are exceedingly generous, the same as I do.
Well, so it can be done.
No, it can't. I was with Lee when he was calling all over City Hall. The account office said there is no way they can accept funds for you and transfer the funds to the city fund so they can give it to Grant.
Oh. I'm sorry, Brian.
So am I, but there's nothing that can be done.
Does, Grant know that he's been fired?
No, he doesn't, and I dread telling it to him.
Then don't. Would you do me a favor right now, and don't tell him tonight, please?
Oh.
Wait until the morning.
Well, it's not going to change the situation, Monica. It's just going to make it tougher.
Yes, it will. Please. Tonight is very special.
For Grant?
And for Celia. Look, she's planned a surprise. I don't want to see it ruined.
Come in.
Celia, Stella told me I was to come down here right away. What are you doing down here?
I'm waiting for you. Notice anything? No. Look around.
See, what's going on? That's our desk from the East Wing.
Mm-hmm. And you should see the bedroom. Everything's new and it's all ours.
And where is Jimmy Lee?
He doesn't live here anymore. We do.
I told you I didn't want any favors from him.
No. He didn't do it for us.
No, he did it for you.
No, he didn't. He wanted to move out. He said he was lonely here. It was too far away from the action.
And he expected me to believe that?
Grant, I know he wanted to move out just for himself. I know that. I found it out after the fact. He'd already rented an apartment.
You've done an awful lot of work around here fast.
Well, Jimmy Lee moved out yesterday, and I wasted no time. You like it?
Does that answer your question?
You're not mad. Oh, I'm so glad. I wanted us to have a feeling of our own home.
Celia, don't you realize that wherever you are is home to me? And I want you to know something right here and now.
What?
I know how much I've taken away from you. I know I promised you this wonderful life and I have accomplished so little.
Grant, that doesn't matter.
Yes, it does matter. Because I will work day and night if I have to give you back the life that you deserve.
You just don't understand. If I have you, I'm happy. Nothing else matters.
Celia, it matters to me. There's so much that I want to do for you. And I swear I'm going to get it for you.
I've never been happier than I am at this moment. We're together. We have this new home. And it's the beginning of a whole new life for us, Grant.
Yes, but...
No, wait a minute. A whole new life. And no one is going to spoil it, not ever.
Mr. Putnam. Why aren't you in bed?
I couldn't sleep.
But it's after midnight.
Yes, I know. I tried to sleep, but the excitement over tomorrow, I just couldn't.
I know how you must feel.
I don't think anyone could know how I feel. Not really. Do you really understand that at this time tomorrow I'll be on my way home to America? I'll be going back home.
We'll miss you.
And I'll miss you, Ward, sister. But the idea of my returning home after 8 years is a miracle.
God works in mysterious ways. And to some of us, he does grant miracles. Good night, Mr. Putnam.
Good night, Ward, sister.
finally seeing the man who's been living my life.